Welcome to the project demonstration of optimal interconnection device for distributed energy resources for customer. So here we are going to provide the optimal power source for this load. So whenever the main supply is not available, then that will be identified by our PIC microcontroller and it will provide the backup power supply without giving any interrupt to the consumer. So that will achieved by the electromagnetic relay, and continuously we are going to checking the availability of main power source. So through the PIC microcontroller at A0 pin, so through this regulated power supply section, so it will provide the 5 volts pulse to the microcontroller whenever the main power supply is available, and whenever it's not available, then the system will isolate the power supply from the main to the backup with the help of electromagnetic relay. And also we are going to show the status on the LCD screen, and also we indicated the same status on the as we described LCD 16:2, and also buzzer indication whenever the supply switching from the mains to the backup. So coming to the flow, we are going to provide the 230 volts input. For the demonstration purpose, we are providing the same power source for the transformer 1 and transformer 2, the main transformer and the backup transformer. These two are provided to this load through this regulated power supply section, as we are using the DC LED load. So that's why we need to convert the 230 volts AC to the 12 volts of AC, and on this we have the 4 diodes. So these 4 diodes are used to convert the AC to pulsating DC, and this capacitor will remove the pulses from the pulsating DC, and we'll get the parallelly 12 volts pure DC, and there is a main power source to the 7805 regulator. We'll get the constant power supply of 5 volts. Okay, and here also same rectification and all. So only one 7805 is placed to provide the 5 volts power supply for that is enough to make the system running. And here we are using the PIC 16F72 microcontroller. On this is the reset switch to restart the microcontroller, and this one is the capacitor. If is there any ripples after regulation, then the capacitor will neutralize them. And this one is a power LED indication, and buzzer will be indicated along with the programming. And here 10K pull down resistor. Whenever the power main source is available, then we'll get the 5 volts, and when it is not available, so due to make it as floating pin, we pulling down with a 10 kilo ohm resistor. And this is a 20 megahertz crystal oscillator, so which will provide the clock frequency of 20 megahertz per second and to the PIC microcontroller, so that it will execute the instructions pulse by pulse, like nothing but in 1 second it can execute 20 megahertz pulses, right? So when we switch on the kit, then there will be a welcome message on the LCD screen. Now the main supply is on and backup is off. So whenever the so-called main supply is isolated from the system, so like this, just I'm isolating that, then automatically the supply got switching to that, and main supply is off, backup is on, and we can observe that there is no interruption in the load end, right? You can see the status of the relay through the LED also, right? Thank you.